Hello there lovely gamers and welcome back to Pure Play TV for another video review. And this one is for Paw Patrol Mighty Pups Save Adventure Bay, which is out now on PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch and PC. And it's also playable on PS5 and Xbox Series XS. The version you're seeing in this video is the PS4 version of the game running on PS4 Pro, and a review code was provided by the publisher. I've lived with Paw Patrol for the last few years. Ever since my boy, Charlie, discovered those talking pups on Netflix, it has been a mainstay in my household. I can't begin to tell you how many times I've been kicked off the living room TV so that the boy can watch Ryder and his gang of dogs save Adventure Bay. I thought those days had come to an end with Charlie's discovery of Super Mario Odyssey and Minecraft. But history has a tendency to repeat itself, and as I sat writing this review, the little brat was jumping on the sofa, screaming the Paw Patrol theme song. Send help. Before we carry on with this video review, do us a favour and hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. Cheers my dears! Paw Patrol Mighty Pups Save Adventure Bay is inspired by the Paw Patrol Mighty Pups movie, which we've yet to see. It's not required watching to enjoy this game, thankfully, but I reckon it's only a matter of time before internet advertising algorithms force the movie into my house. The game is a simple one and it's obviously aimed at kids. You take on over a dozen missions with Ryder, Chase, Rocky, Zuma and the rest of the Paw Patrol gang. But things are a little different. The pups are now superheroes. Kind of. The story is very loose, but the main point is that a meteor has crashed in Adventure Bay. The team are dispatched to help remove the giant space rock, only to end up gaining fancy new super space powers. And that's your story, basically. The rest of the missions follow the format of the TV show, and they're basically playable episodes where you rescue people from the silly situations that they've gotten themselves into. Instead of the story being anything worth paying attention to, it's just there as a device to get the pups these powers and make the gameplay a little bit more interesting as the pups use their newfound powers. In keeping with the kid-friendly image of the TV show, there is no combat, and that's okay. Instead, it's a simple platforming game where you run through the levels to reach your goal. Along the way, you can and should collect the pup treats littered throughout, as well as the hidden badges to unlock the collectibles and the minigames. It's very simple stuff and really easy for younger players to get to grips with. I played a few hours with Charlie and within moments he was able to figure out the controls. That's because they're really simple, not because he's a child prodigy, unfortunately. Movement is obviously on the stick and jumping is mapped to the cross button. To keep things easy for younger players, the right stick goes unused, with the camera automatically moving with the player's movements. Naturally, I found this a little bit odd as I would instinctively flick at the right stick, but for Charlie it was just fine and he appreciated how easy it was to play. In his words, "It's not like Minecraft Daddy, I don't need all the buttons." The missions are straightforward and there's no chance of getting lost. You follow the linear path through the levels, though there are some branches where you can explore a little bit. Each character has their own skills that are used for different sections. So, Rebel can drill, Marshall can use his heat power, and Chase can use his zip line, and so on. These moments are a little bit like quick time events, where you'll have to follow the on-screen instructions to complete the task. Again, it's very simple stuff, and for a man of my years, it's painfully dull after a while. But for a kid who has not yet become jaded by the world, it's a good, fun challenge every time, though it's not difficult in the slightest. Paw Patrol Mighty Pups has co-op support too, so you can play 2-player with your kid, or if you happen to have 2 kids, you can throw them into the game together. The co-op works really well, and while it doesn't change the game drastically, it was much more fun playing with my mini-me beside me, rather than by myself at 3 AM in the morning to get this review done for release day. The multiplayer isn't perfect though. When a character specific task comes up, like climbing a wall or drilling, control is handed over to the player who has control of that character, leaving the other player with nothing to do. It's not a big deal as these moments tend to last for less than a minute, but I can imagine some unruly kids taking offence to being left out, even if it is just a momentary timeout. There's plenty to keep the younger players happy in Paw Patrol Mighty Pups. The levels are full of collectible pup treats, and you get a prize for collecting them all in each level. Even though I'm a top tier player, I still managed to miss a few when I played by myself, so kids will be kept busy for ages. Plus, there are also minigames that get unlocked as you progress. These range from a simple rhythm game based on the Papa Boogie, Papa Boogie from the show, to simple flying missions. That was awful. They're okay for what they are, but they didn't keep me entertained for long. But then again, I'm not the target audience. Charlie is, and kids of his age and a little higher. And he's still playing the bloody game. Welcome back to Harding Manor, Paw Patrol. And that's the end of this review. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. If, like me, you find that you're working from home these days, this one should give you a few shifts of peace and quiet. But you will need some backup games for later, so be sure to check out some of our other kid-friendly game reviews. You'll find the links down below as well as at the end of this video. I've been Chris, you've been on a roll, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, bye!